Hey! What is up, YouTube? We are loading a sportscaster right now for those of you who would like to join either. I guess, but you're here. So there we are. So let's talk.
Much more of a somber mood. It's been 8 weeks since we had to talk about a Bills loss.
Yeah.
Or 8 games. I'm sorry, not 8 weeks. 8 games since we had to discuss the Buffalo Bills loss, the New England Patriots 16-10 in a game that I think a lot of people will agree that was very winnable.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment that it was a winnable game. You know, you were within striking distance
Multiple times
throughout the game. I mean, I thought there was an awesome point that you brought up. It was off air, so I'll bring it up now. If you remove the first quarter, the Patriots don't score enough points to beat the Bills.
No, after the first quarter was gone and the Buffalo Bills were down in a hole, 13-0.
Mm-hmm.
An opportunistic touchdown by the New England Patriots, which happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry guys if I seem a little out of sorts right now. I'm getting everything set up for you guys. So an opportunistic touchdown by the New England Patriots and a blocked punt for a touchdown.
Yeah.
The Patriots go up 13-0 on the Buffalo Bills in the third quarter, and then after that, the New England Patriots offense stalled quite a bit against this defense.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at it in that respect, the Buffalo Bills for 3 quarters have beat the New England Patriots 10-3.
Mm-hmm.
And probably could have been 13-3 if they decided to kick a field goal a little bit late, but that's not what happened. Thank you guys if you're joining us on Sportscaster and YouTube. We're going to simulcast our postgame right now. So
hey, cheers!
Win or lose, we have a drink. But the one thing I wanted to go before we get to the chat, and we love hashtag Nation for you guys hopping in and everything. The one thing that I thought was very interesting is if you look through the archives of at least the past 5 years going on with the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
The teams that beat the Patriots in September don't normally hang around.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone remembers that 41-14 debacle against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
But that was their second loss in September that year. They went 2-2. They ended up losing to the Dolphins opening weekend, which is something that the Patriots don't do. And they were 2-2 at that point. And I think the Dolphins went 8-8 that year. So, a couple other times that happened. The Buffalo Bills beat them 16-0 in the year in 2016 when Brady was suspended for 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
So teams that usually beat the Patriots in September don't usually make it all the way to the end of the year. That's one. 2 is the Buffalo Bills are currently 3-1. Played the defending Super Bowl champions as hard as you can play a team, but they're still 3-1. I understand how this loss is it hurts. It hurts this loss because it seems like it was a game that you let get away from you many a times in here. You turned the ball over 3 times. And the Patriots, who are usually good at capitalizing on turnovers, didn't because of your defense. So
they didn't.
There's a lot of things positive to take from this game. We even had on Sportscaster we had a diehard Patriots fan say, "Listen, you guys pushed the Patriots all the way.
Yeah.
Much respect. This is going to be the AFC East. It just isn't the Patriots' playground anymore." So,
no, it's a lot tighter race between the Bills and the Patriots than this game might make it look. The mutant moose. Excuse me. If we didn't get some respect for this game, I don't know what the national media wants from us.
No.
The truth is, we turned the ball over multiple times. We lost by 6 points. Right.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for a special teams mishap. The Buffalo Bills win 10-9.
Yeah, really. I don't really. I mean,
no, I'm saying if you take off because I
get it.
It's different losing 16-10 to the Patriots and they score 16 points offensively.
Mm.
You had a mishap. Everything that happened for the Patriots in this game, the Buffalo Bills in one way or another gave you that.
Mm-hmm. Lots of comments that I want to bring up in the chat. So let's get to a bunch of them. Very first off, Scott Blakely says they lost a huge opportunity. Absolutely. You beat the Patriots. You put a stamp on the NFL. Daniel Gary has called out that the Bills were the first team to score an offensive touchdown in 4 games. I'm not going to say that's a moral victory, but the fact is that the Patriots have been able to shut teams down, and the Bills shut themselves down, truthfully. They gave them just too many opportunities.
You want to talk about this Bills offense, and we talked about it. They're all new pieces. They're all learning. They're all to be able to be an offense that is learning and put on a drive like that, just right at the beginning of the third quarter, and be like, hey, we're going to drive right on the field. We're going to score. Excellent drive, something we haven't seen yet. So that's positive.
Right.
You score against a team that hasn't had anybody score against them all year. That's positive. The national pundits will tout the Patriots because they're 4-0. We understand that. But what the Bills were able to do against defensively against Brady, holding him under, he was like 42% completion percentage.
Yeah.
That's amazing in this league for all his short passes. I don't want to say they figured him out, but they definitely had a game plan that other teams would gravitate toward for the rest of the year on how to stop the Patriots offense. I just want to I want to make sure I get this stat correct because hashtag Nation deserves this. I love when I can give them the right statistics. Brady had 18 for 39. So James White, 8 catches.
Yeah.
So 8 of the 18 catches. Very similar to the game we saw last December where Brady completed 13 passes and 7 of them were running backs, not just James White, but it was running backs. So that was a great. It seems like you're competitive within your own division now.
Right.
The second game could be a different story, but the Buffalo Bills are 3-1. They're going to be headed to Tennessee next week. We wanted to thank really quick right out of the gate everyone that joined us on Sportscaster for the game, everyone that joined us on YouTube for the game. It was awesome. You guys gave some great feedback, but let's get to all these comments now. These comments are flying in. We love you guys, so let's go.
All right, I got you. Mark Succi first off says they were spying on our pregame practice, and McDermott flipped out. That happened. You don't know about this, so I'm going to tell you. I didn't tell you because I wanted to save it for the broadcast.
All right, so video before you do the video. Thank Hash Nation. Bear with us. We had wings and pizza today.
Yeah.
We want to give a shout out to Mr. Ventries in Niagara Falls. They obviously teriyaki wings as well as some wonderful cheese and pepperoni pizza.
So thank you very much for that.
So tell me about this. What happened?
So there's video of McDermott yelling at 2 Patriots staffers. One in a Patriots hoodie with a logo like this big on it, that were on the sidelines watching the Bills pregame.
Stop.
Yeah, no. So McDermott ran out there and they had papers with him and stuff. And McDermott ran out there. He's yelling like, "You gotta get off the field. You can't be here. It's our time on the field. You gotta go. You gotta go." And there's video of it. It's just that little shady nonsense that maybe happens all over the league, but when it happens with the Patriots, you're like, I knew you were shady. I knew you were snaky. But McDermott caught it. Not hard to miss. 2 guys with gigantic Patriots gear on.
Okay, so in the moment of the game, if you guys followed us on Sportscaster and or YouTube, I lost my mind.
You sure did.
But it was more for clock management. And it's not singular plays that go on, this and that. It's clock management because I feel like the Buffalo Bills should be a little better than that. One of the other things that I thought was very poignant, Matisse brings up in Sportscaster. He said, we just rewatched the fourth quarter. I'm with Mario. Duke would have caught that ball for the TD where Jones was throwing high. I want to defend you in that because we rewatched that and we said, listen, Jones wasn't even in the end zone.
No, he wasn't in the end zone.
Would Duke been in the end zone? But that brings up a great point that he says. He says, we need a big red zone threat.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why you have Knox. That's why you have Sweeney.
Yeah, but they don't utilize those guys like red zone threats like they should. I understand. It's a very young team. They're starting to get their legs under them. But that is something that could haunt the Buffalo Bills this year, whether or not they're a playoff team or not, is if they have a bona fide red zone threat. So I just wanted to talk about that before we got back to the comments.
Well, no, there's some comments in here saying that Zay Jones needs to go and Duke Williams needs to come up. But the fact still remains that if you're frustrated with the Zay Jones lack of a touchdown reception, which, I mean, you lost by 6 points, you can go back to the lack of a touchdown reception as the reason they lost that game. Very feasible, right?
Very feasible.
Very feasible. However, he wasn't in the end zone. It wouldn't have been a touchdown. So
I want to talk more about the Gene Steratore thing on the sideline.
Yeah, so a lot of interceptions involve Zay Jones today. A lot. Most. Statistically, almost all turnovers involve Zay Jones. Even the one that got called not an interception in the end zone on the touchdown pass or the possible touchdown pass.
They called it a break.
Yeah, the Bills caught a little bit of a break, but the refs actually were able to get a call right after replay, so that was nice. But Gene Steratore was talking about how the interception along the sidelines, Zay Jones was out of bounds, and he would have overturned that call, and that should not have been an interception. The fact is that we could sit here and argue left, right, and center about what should and shouldn't be a penalty, what should and shouldn't have been called, what is and isn't an interception. The fact of the matter is the football ended up in the hands of the opponent. Period. It doesn't matter what happened outside of that. The football ended up in the hands of the opponent. You're leaving somebody else to make that call as to whether it's legal or not. Just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and I understand the fact that the Buffalo Bills. I mean, you got on me for this, and you know we try to be objective as possible when we bring you guys what we see. When there were 2 pass plays right in a row where Tom Brady just throws it into the dirt and there's nobody around him and there's no intentional
frustrating.
So,
no intentional grounding.
I just want to go to that. I know. I just want to go to that real quick. So near the end of the game, before the last drive of the Buffalo Bills, when Roberts had that return, they call a flag on a block in the back or whatever. So you take that block in the back and you also take the intentional grounding. They cancel each other out. The Buffalo Bills were able to drive down at least to 40. So you take those 20 yards out of the play, they're all down to the 20. Play calling changes a little bit, and you're able to do. I know things tighten up when you get close to the red zone, but I think the play calling would have been a little bit different for the Bills to actually have a shot at the 40 with that much time left. It's very tough to have any kind of consistency, but. I mean, I'm always going to go back to that field goal, man.
I know. Let's mention that. So, and then there's a point that I want to get to because I see some people mentioning Andre Roberts and Isaiah McKenzie. I want to get to that point, but I want to talk about that field goal
today.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to get to. So, we go to that missed field goal by Stephen Hauschka. Let's back it up just a moment from there, right? He ends up taking a sack, loses 5 to 7 yards. I don't remember exactly how many it was. It was right between 5 and 7 yards. And then Hauschka ends up slicing the ball in front of the in front of the goalpost, missed field goal, right? If Allen throws that ball away, they're 5 to 7 yards closer, which means that ball doesn't slice in front of the goalpost. That's a field goal.
Yes.
Right? So I know we lost by 6, but the truth is the complexion of the game, what you're asking your offense to do in the fourth quarter with no timeouts, is very different if you're down 3 versus down 6.
Very poor clock management.
It's very different. And the loss of the timeouts is just unforgivable to me, but I think we'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I want to talk about Isaiah McKenzie and Andre Roberts and their complete lack of involvement in the offense, right? So one thing that I noticed, and one thing I kind of expected going in, I mentioned this on the pregame, I expected to see Andre Roberts and Isaiah McKenzie run a couple jets, right? None. The Bills ran no jet sweeps at all, and the Bills will install those. You'll see 1 or 2 a game, you know? It's just something to loosen up and kind of get the linebackers
or even
moving on
fake
the outside.
It for crying out loud.
No play action to it, nothing, right? So that whole concept was gone. And understand that perhaps the Bills didn't do it because the Patriots do it often. I mean, the Bills got a touchdown scored on them from a jet sweep. Like it's a play that the Patriots run, so perhaps they would understand how to defend against it.
Well, they didn't think
they run.
I don't think the Bills thought it was going to be with Bolden, though.
No, I agree with that. I don't think Bolden's the guy that you think is taking that play. But Isaiah McKenzie, Andre Roberts, 2 very dynamic guys with the ball in their hands, completely removed from this offense. And I was excited about Andre Roberts being healthy for this game because there was a player the Bills had given no tape to anybody on. I was super excited about seeing what they were going to do with Andre Roberts. Ghost City, man. Absolutely nothing. It's just frustrating when you have playmakers out there and for some reason you just can't seem to get them the football. It's just awful.
Yeah, so if you want to talk about a couple of the keys of the game, number one, we always tout Josh Allen's play action ability. That's great. So if you decide to run a jet sweep, you're telling me you can't get outside of Nikovic and Van Noy?
Right. Well, and Richard Young just said the run game was effective enough. Who cares about the jet sweep? The reason that you have plays like the jet sweep is because you're trying to get the linebackers out of the box, right? You're trying to open things up because not only if you run a couple jet sweeps, it allows you to play action off that jet sweep, which again is going to start getting linebackers moving out of the middle of the field. That's why you have them, right? So it's not necessarily that they're going to be exceptionally effective. It's that they help set up other plays. So it's not that I think the reason the Bills lost because they didn't run a jet sweep with Andre Roberts. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm saying he's not having it as part of your offense at all removes setup of future plays. That's all.
Yeah. A lot of things that were going on with the Buffalo Bills in the game, you know what I mean? And Paul, you brought up a great point. It's knowing what the situation is and what you need to do. Like Paul brought it up earlier, we were talking about if you take that sack, you're 7 yards further back, and then Hauschka misses the field goal at the end of the half. and you got the ball coming out in the second half. So the Buffalo Bills were down 13-3 at the end of the half. You go down 13-6, and then which forces, I guess it forced McDermott's hand when on that 4th down and goal play just to go for it, and he decided to go for it. And then what ended up happening was, I don't think he had 100% confidence in his defense to stop Tom Brady, which they've been doing every day, or all day in the second half. So you think about it, Josh Allen doesn't take a sack at the end of the first half. They kick a field goal. It's 13-6. You decide to go for a field goal. It's 16-16. Even if the whole thing at the half already happened, boom. All right. If you decide to kick a field goal, it changes the play calling and the complexion of the game that goes on after that, because you're down 3. Now, I always said it like this because I was going on history. If you go down 3, if you don't kick a field goal there and you miss it, all right. Brady comes down, he's able to kick 3. You're down 19. Now you got to score twice.
Right.
If you go down, you kick a field goal, you're down 16-13, and they come down, your defense has the ability just to limit them to a field goal.
So your point is you shouldn't have gone for it when you're near the goal line.
No. I say you kick 3. I think there was about 5:50 or 6 minutes left.
Right.
All right. Your defense has been playing well. You kick off. You're up. You're down 16-13. Now you have the ability, because on that drive we found out Allen was gone. He ran back to the locker room.
Yeah.
So you have Matt Barkley in there who's a backup. You don't want to put all your trust in him that he's going to go down there and drive and score a touchdown. So you're down by 3 points. Your defense is playing well. They're stopping them.
Right.
Now you change the play calling of the Patriots because now they realize they can't just sit on the ball and waste time. So now you put the onus on them. And I know hindsight's always 20/20, but I was saying this during the game. You got to kick it. You need points. You haven't been down there. You got to get points to put pressure on the Patriots to do something outside the box. Now what happened was you put pressure back on your defense because now they have to do something outside the box to get a turnover because they're down 6. Right. So they were playing a little bit outside of their comfort zone.
Yeah, but that's not Dable's call. That's McDermott's call to go for it.
Yeah, but it's not. So I'm not placing blame on Dable. Right. I'm placing blame on the fact that you need points there. Get 3, go down 3. Barkley can drive you enough to get 3. Yeah, but not to 6.
I'm going to stand on the island of disagreement here because you don't have any timeouts. You're on the doorstep with no timeouts. This is your opportunity. If you kick there, it's like punting when you're on the 45. I hear you. That's to me what happened. If you have a timeout or 2 timeouts, I think they're probably kicking it.
And I understand fully the fact that you don't know you're going to get the ball back 2 more times after that.
Right.
But you got to at least give your team a shot. Yeah. I think you need to take points whenever you need to take points, especially against a defense that's that tough. You only scored 10 the whole day on them. You're late in the 3rd, 4th quarter. Take the points, man. Take the points.
Yeah.
I'll always take the points now, but I'm conservative that way. That's
Scott Blakely says, makes me sick. We think playing tough is good enough. I'm going to listen to John Murphy and Steve Tasker next week. I don't get me wrong. I know the space that John Murphy fills, but it's a little fluff, right? It's a little fluff. Murph is always a little fluffy on the Bills.
I know he goes super fan. Yeah, that's the way Murphy has. That's where Murphy has been. I mean, he actually broadcasts from the field house at one Bills drive. Sure does. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's hard to be a little too objective in that respect. So. We got these comments are flying. You guys are awesome.
So, the couple comments about the hit Jones not being ejected. Anytime you feel a player is targeting another player, there's going to be an ejection, right?
Absolutely.
But I don't know if it was strong enough, right? Allen was coming down. It wasn't Vontaze Burfict if you guys didn't see the video of Burfict today. Playing for the Raiders and the Colts. Crazy. That is what an ejection looks like. Vontaze Burfict on a tight end who is on the ground, getting up after a reception, comes in, crown down, and hits the guy right in the face mask with the top of his helmet while he's on his knees.
Oh, this dude.
Yeah, it's just, you can't
Rumblers is following us everywhere.
You can't do it. Oh, yeah? That's all right, man. You know, that's all right. If he's not broadcasting today, come play. That's fine.
Kudos to you, Rum Boys. The Patriots are 4-0. If you're just joining us, we actually mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, it doesn't benefit a lot of teams to beat the Patriots in September because they don't last the rest of the year.
Yep.
But I think you have a defense in place now. Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll get more to this a little bit in a little bit. But
so, question: if Allen isn't out, are the Bills still in that game?
Why not?
Well, I think some of the drive that Barkley had was because the Patriots were given a lot of the underneath stuff that they had been giving to Allen through part of the game.
Yes.
And he kept looking down
I never seen him hit a check down to Yeldon the whole game. And Barkley did. Barkley, like I said during the broadcast, we were talking about it, and I said, Barkley, how did I make the comparison? What did I say? I was comparing Barkley to Allen, and like you got a guy that why don't any small guys ever have bad backs for moving stuff? It's because they always decide to get something here and there. They always try to take the easy way out. The big guys always try to muscle everything. Allen was trying to muscle through that game, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and then Barkley was like, listen, I know that they're giving me this. Let my athletes make a play.
Right.
And he threw a play to Jones. He dropped it. It was low. Okay, I understand that. He had a play to Brown, a slant, quick slant. They loaded the box and everything. He threw a quick slant to Jones or to Brown that was low. He missed it. So those are two plays that could have effectively, when you're in the fourth quarter, all those plays really get amplified. And
but you're in the fourth quarter. You need to drive. You have no timeouts. Why were they so afraid of the clock? They were terrified of running the football. They were terrified of running the football.
I knew when they got the ball.
When TJ Yeldon is in the game, the Bills will not run the football. That's what this game taught you. If you're watching film, you're like, okay, I see Yeldon. They will not be running this ball.
I'm not really sure what their strategy was because Yeldon can run the ball. And I know everyone will just hammer me for the fumbleitis that he has. But this kid can run the ball. He has been effective in running the ball. But you have to ask yourself, as a Bills fan, losing 16-10 to the Patriots, I know there's no moral victories, but there was no Singletary, no Foster.
Yep. Well, Foster hasn't been used at all this season anyway.
But so how different did they change the complexion of the game? I mean, Gilmore was lined up on Brown the whole day. You don't think he actually shades himself to Foster on a couple of plays?
I don't know.
I don't see another speed guy out there that can run with Foster, is my point. And they wanted to try to hit deep plays. McCourty was over the top of Gilmore a lot of the game.
It seemed like every interception had Zay Jones written all over it. And Zay is not the guy you want running down the field. Yes, he's got 4.4 speed, but this is not, we're not talking real 4.4 speed with pads on. Like, he's not 4.4. Like, there's some guys that are there's some guys that are 4.4 with pads on, and some guys who are combine workout warriors, and they're 4.4 without pads on. Zay is in the category of he doesn't run a 4.4 with pads on. A bunch of comments to get to.
Tyler Martin, why was Gore a ghost in the second half? It's beyond
I don't
me.
know. It's who knows, man. The truth is, they went with a heavy dose of TJ Yeldon, and honestly, the last play where Barkley throws his interception, Yeldon misses the pass protection. That would have cleaned out the right side. Van Noy comes in, and that was the interception. Yeldon missed the blitz pickup. Does Gore miss that blitz pickup? I don't know why you're begging on TJ Yeldon on one of the most critical plays of the game to protect your quarterback. Let's see here. Triante Cinco says the Bills defense is great. They shut down Brady the whole game. Absolutely. Tyler Martin didn't think it was targeting when I saw the hit on Barkley on the flag for roughing shortly after. Tom Galati says Allen is a fourth quarter monster, so he's saying that the Bills should have still would have been in the game. Jeremy Bull, horrible officiating. I've never seen so many flags picked up. There were opportunities that were squandered by Buffalo mistakes.
I love this game. Spain and Feliciano were our best offensive linemen today. Morse, Nasecki, and Lee Smith had 7 penalties.
Yeah, Lee Smith was. I'm frustrated.
If you're referencing that hold that Morse has. That was kind of suspect.
That was ticky-tack.
I mean, he had the dude in here, and the guy wasn't going to make the play. Usually you call those if a guy's going to make the play.
Through the play.
He was behind the play.
He had the angle.
Yeah, he was behind the play.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's fine. I get you're going to get penalties like that, but oh my goodness. Alexander Nishimura says, seems the defense was ready for this game, but the offense was not. I honestly not agree more.
So does that mean that Frazier versus Dable, you're giving a nod to Frazier?
Frazier called a great game.
He did.
Called a great game, man.
He did call a great game. You kept... Honestly, if you show me the stat sheet of this game, We talked about the third down conversions. I mean, we talked about if you just show me the stats, who you're going to tell me when this game.
It was the fourth quarter, I think, and the Bills were 1 for 8 in third downs.
Yeah, if we were to go over the statistics. Okay, Buffalo Bills had 23 first downs to the Patriots 11. 11! Third down efficiency, the Patriots were 5 of 18.
Which is you should win games.
You
can keep the Patriots.
But the Bills are 2 of 13.
Yeah, that's terrible.
All right, so rushing yards. Rushing yards, the Bills had 135. Passing yards, the Bills had 240 for 375 total. The Patriots had 74 rushing yards, 150 passing yards for 224 total. The Bills had the Patriots had 5 sacks. Okay, you told me before the sack totals will tell you 4 interceptions thrown. By the Buffalo Bills.
It was tough.
We had said. Now, just real quick before we get to it, they turned the ball over 4 times against the Jets. You say you're not going to turn the ball over 4 times and beat the Patriots.
No.
And they only lost by 6.
Yep.
Are you kidding me right now?
And I get a lot of people are going to say the Hauschka miss was huge. I agree the Hauschka miss was huge.
It was.
But there were bigger problems, right? So the personal foul on Allen, right, that gets negated, that's a first down. That didn't happen, right? So the personal foul penalty that was called on Jones for the helmet hit on Allen, that moves you down the field. It keeps your drive alive. As it was, the Bills end up punting 2 plays later because we had offsetting penalties. But personally, and rules are rules, I get it, but I have a very, very large problem with personal foul penalties being considered part of an offset. I really do. Because if you have a personal foul, let's say there's a flag for holding early in the play, everybody knows it, and it's going to be on the offense. That gives the defense carte blanche to go in and just murder somebody.
Yeah, kill somebody. Yeah, really.
Go and kill somebody.
All right, so I just decided to throw... No, Thomas Camp, I'm not drinking Old Milwaukee. Paul decided to...
Jenny Cream Ale.
Hit us up with some Jenny Cream Ale. I just put something in the chat real quick. I said 1 to 10. Are you hopeful for this team or worried? 1 is hopeful, 10 is really worried. So
okay.
And we got Oscar coming in 3.5, Evan 2, John Patrick 3, Tom Galati 2, Andrew 3. So we're starting to see you're very hopeful, even in a loss. No one's happy with a loss.
Strained Psyduck is 6. I think 6 is more reasonable, right? Because your offense is what needed to get you in this game. The offense has really been underwhelming the first 4 games.
They have been. And the defense has carried you. And we've seen Bills teams where the defense carries and then they just run out of juice after a while. But I think the talent level, and I got to be very specific about this, the talent level of this offense is in a direction that's a little bit better than teams in the past. I had said prior to the season, I told you, this is a defense that is usually on a 13-3 team. This is an offense that's usually on a 7-9 team.
Yeah.
What do you get? You average those out, you get 10-6.
Yeah.
So 10-6 for this team, it seems like after watching a quarter of the season, it seems like awful. Like, why should we lose 6? This defense is amazing.
You have games like today.
You have games like today where the offense is just lost against. But here's the thing: you're not going to face the greatest defensive game planner every week.
Well, let me ask you this, because John Patrick brings up something in the chat that I think is an awesome point to make.
Exactly, he just said
Singletary would have won this game for us. If you have Devin Singletary, are you not giving up on the run in the second half of this game?
I don't think you should have gave up on it anyway.
Well, I understand.
I'm talking about Gore.
But I'm just saying, if you're looking at, you got Singletary here, and you got Singletary and Yeldon versus just Yeldon, right? And
yes.
Frank Gore, who ran for 100 yards today, right?
On a defense that doesn't surrender rushing yards.
I think what ends up happening is Singletary's in on those pass route plays, right? So it opens up the opportunity to run a little. You were without him today. I think that had a massive impact on the game. Massive impact.
Yeah, but it's usually flipped. If we were to try to take a book out of the Patriots playbook, you know, when the Bills usually beat the Patriots because the Patriots don't have their full gamut of weapons, and they decide to let us know that quite a bit. The Buffalo Bills didn't have their full gamut of weapons, lose by 6, and a special teams touchdown was one of the reasons why they lost. This offense cannot move the ball on this defense, or the Patriots offense cannot move the ball on this defense. Second game, I always know is different.
Yeah.
With the Patriots because they always make their adjustments and they always do really well. However, the ceiling for this defense is scary of what you can do and how many things you can do with this defense. And the offense doesn't have to win.
Dun dun dun. 1 sec for those on YouTube.
Dun,
hey,
dun, dun.
there you are. Sorry about that. Lost a bunch here. Sorry. Yeah, we had to reconnect him.
All 20 of them. Sorry, we're coming. We're here.
There we go. Oh, see.
Stupid Wi-Fi.
There we go. I know Wi-Fi sucks.
Come on back. Come on back.
That's it. Chakalati mentions that McKenzie was on the injury report. He wasn't 100%. There was.
So was Allen.
Yes. I mean, we could split hairs all day about that, right? We really could split hairs all day.
John Patrick Dawkins getting called out.
As well as he should. I thought Dawkins played terrible today. Dawkins was rough. Ford was rough. Nasecki at times was very rough. I mean, obviously you had Gore running in between the tackles great because Feliciano and Spain and Morris played awesome, but your tackles were bad. You cannot have tackle play like this.
When Nasecki got pancaked, I was really worried about that one.
All right, let me ask you a question. Let's say the Bills go in and they score 10 on Tennessee. Brian Dable, what are you doing? Going into the bye week. If you're ever going to change coordinators, change coordinators with bye week. Is Brian Dable realistically, is Brian Dable at any risk of losing his job?
For the stubbornness that this regime has been, I don't think he is, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yep.
I agree with you here. Yeah, I agree with you.
You score 10 and win?
No.
You lose.
Yeah.
So you're 3-2 going into the bye?
Yep.
And you've scored a total of 20 points in the last 2 games?
Yep.
Against a Belichick team and a Belichick disciple? Now, here, let me ask you this. The level of play of your offense, was it heavily contingent on play calling or execution?
So I think today we have to look at Allen's level of play. He could not overcome the play calling today. If the play calling was bad, Allen could not overcome that today.
Allen seemed rattled a lot.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. He was very, very rattled. Where
he was frustrated and running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Brady was frustrated, but he just internalized it a little bit more because that's what you get when you have a second-year player versus a 19-year veteran.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So, in that respect, while I'm upset that the Bills lost a very winnable game, you take the turnovers away, you take the special teams away.
Yeah.
The Bills seem like they win this game handily. But I'm not worried about this team moving forward, really not. But I would.
Bills fan 7883, sorry, but Dable wasn't the problem. I know, I agree that Dable wasn't the problem.
On a couple of plays, there was nobody open. That's play design.
Yeah, it happens. You know,
I like to think that the Buffalo Bills have better athletes than the New England Patriots.
Why? Why do you?
I just think they do.
Why do you say?
I just think they do. I just think. I don't know if there's a lot of guys that can cover Beasley in the league. John Brown is a problem for a lot of people. Knox is a matchup nightmare. So you're talking about those guys?
And very few targets for Knox.
Very few. I mean, the one play that he caught, it was very reminiscent of the Bengals game where he caught the ball and like just trucked 2 people. It was a smash route. So you have an outside hitch and you have a post corner, and he caught the ball. He adjusted and caught the ball beautifully over his shoulder. And that being said, I think the weapons that the Buffalo Bills had, they're not utilizing to their full potential, and that's on the OC. It's not on the quarterback.
So let's walk through the Bills' receiving threats for the day because I think this is an important thing to kind of look at. First off, Cole Beasley, 7 receptions for 75 yards on 12 targets. John Brown, 5 for 69 on 11 targets, which is not what you need from
there was 3 of those that were.
I get target is kind of a broad term.
A catchable ball is a target.
Maybe not according to ESPN.
You think he had more than 11 targets?
I think they're looking to even out attempts versus targets. Let me just check that real fast.
All right, cool.
Allen had...
I'm okay with Dable yelling.
44. So they don't have 44 total pass attempts between Allen and Barkley. They gave only 4 of them as no target plays.
Well, some of them are throwing at their foot.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. So T.J. Yeldon 4 for 68. Dawson Knox 3 for 58. Andre Roberts 1 for 6. Zay Jones 2 for 4 on 8 targets.
He was targeted 8 times?
8 times.
So he caught 2 and let 2 get picked off.
Rough. That's rough. I mean,
I know how the knee-jerk reaction right now would be to pull up Duke Williams, cut Zay.
Sure. But the truth of the matter is, guys, when you go back and look at it, there was a drive where Barkley threw 3 passes that hit 3 Bills wide receivers in the hands.
Well,
that drive was
that Beasley throw could have been.
The Beasley throw was that's the one that's debatable, but the one to Brown should have caught. The one to Zay should have caught.
John Patrick said Duke. I know you're out.
Being a person.
No. Paul, listen. I know.
I can't bring myself to do it. The guy has no NFL reception.
He has no NFL reception. I understand that. However, you have to take into account 2 things. Number 1, why are the Bills always showing this guy mossing everybody in practice? Mm-hmm. Number 2, it's the prisoner of the moment syndrome. You needed a red zone target in the red zone, and you didn't have one. Mm-hmm. Or you didn't utilize one. Mm-hmm. So you didn't utilize Knox. You didn't utilize Sweeney. You didn't utilize any of these guys. Duke would have been even a distraction down there. Mm-hmm. So you run Duke on a quick out, taking away the number 1 corner that can man up, and then you put Knox on the other side on the second best guy that can cover a jump ball. Why not?
Scott Blakely, Zay must have pictures. That's clearly the answer to everything, right? Must have pictures.
He, they had pictures on Kraft. He's still in the league. Let's just put it that way. Sign Antonio Brown as a free agent. Yeah, I think he... Tim, put the patch away.
Well, Fred said the same thing.
Well, I'm saying, you can understand how Bills fans would be a prisoner of the moment with Duke. Listen, we need a red zone target there, and we didn't have one. Yeah,
but you have a great red zone target between Knox and Sweeney. Sweeney didn't get a single snap.
So are you placing that blame more on Dable now?
Yeah. That's on
Dable. Okay,
that's on Dable. Yeah.
The fact that you have red zone targets but you're not utilizing them is no reason to call Duke up.
When I see the number of snaps that Lee Smith took today, I'm going to throw up all over myself.
You were worried about this defense. I'm not worried about that kind of call. But when you realize that they weren't getting the type of pressure that you thought they were going to get, Lee Smith needs to go. That 5 wide, you don't need Smith there to be a 6th lineman.
They put Lee Smith in to try and help out the tackles who were getting their ass handed to them.
They were. He was covering up Dawkins quite a bit.
Dawkins loses his shoe.
You could say he lost his shoe. I thought he lost his mind quite a bit. So
he
has mac and cheese on the brain for later.
Game. I love this game. Offense C-, defense A, special teams C- for the Bills. Yeah, special teams are tough.
I don't know.
You have a pump block.
I thought the special teams was worse than the offense today.
You have a pump block.
You have a missed field goal.
A missed field goal, and then you have a 26-yard punt.
Which were Alexander. Probably his first comment, I think.
No, he's been in the chat a little.
Oh, yes. Duke Williams, which wide receiver do we drop to add Duke? Just a talking point. Let's spend 30 seconds on this. Who do you drop to add Duke?
One of your offensive linemen. You just make one of your wide receivers
Long was inactive. He was already inactive today. Who else are you going to make inactive? Dawkins? I love doing this to him. Drop Smith and add Duke as a tight end. Well, it's kind of hard because Smith is one of your blocking tight ends, and he's only there because you don't think Sweeney and Knox are up to the challenge of blocking right now. And that's fine, but if Knox or Sweeney are one of your tight ends going forward, let them learn.
Jay Drew says the gunner was wide open. I'm missing a little bit on what he's referring to on the gunner. Oh, on the pump block.
Yes.
Yeah, that's on DeMarco. DeMarco chipped inside, and I don't know what he thought. He's not clotheslining anybody. He's 5'8".
That's as a you're on a punt team. You're taught to take the guy that has the shortest distance to the punter. So he steps inside all the time to do that. And he just kind of did one of these. He just kind of goes meh, shmeh, and it was a beautiful call at that time for the New England Patriots.
We got called the jack wagon. I didn't get called the jackwagon.
I can be called a jackwagon. That's
you
right.
got called the jackwagon.
Your right tackle was terrible today. Left tackle, you mean, Run Boys?
The abandonment of the run is very concerning to me. And I love this game. Brings up is Trent Williams now worth a first? You know, Washington's not going anywhere. They're 0-4. The Dwayne Haskins era has started, right? So that has officially started in Washington. You're hitting the reset button there. So do you trade Trent Williams, and are the Bills in the market for a left tackle?
Bills are number one in the market for a left tackle. If you're going to start a rookie quarterback, you need a left tackle.
But the reason he doesn't want to be there is because they're starting a rookie quarterback. How much further along is Josh Allen compared to that in his mind, right? In his mind. And what would the Bills be willing to give up? 2. And 3, are the Bills really truthfully going to not start a captain at left tackle? Deion Dawkins is a captain of this offense. Are they really not going to start him?
Yes.
I disagree with you. They have too much. They have too much. They have too much pride to not. They have too much pride, man.
Win games. Win games.
They have wins.
Pride will come.
They're 3-0.
3-1.
Well, 3-1 now. They're
pride will come once you win games. Listen, what did you say?
Oh, Run Boys! Hey!
You said.
Hey, fellas, Kraft and Chun planning a post-game party. Oh, that should be fun.
Are we invited? Does he just invite us?
Sure, it's gonna be lots of cocaine and massages.
I've never done cocaine off of a hooker's ass, so apparently that'll be good.
Boy, that cream ale is running strong.
Chung and whatever. But no, my point is this. You made a point this week talking about Belichick. He's not afraid to pull the plug on a first-round draft pick and say, listen, we made a mistake. You're not producing whatever.
Right. Yeah.
The pride will only do it so far. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's my point is the fact that he built up enough equity with Kraft to say, listen, I thought this guy was a first-round pick. He's not. Let's get rid of him. We could probably get all this because everyone thinks he's a first-round pick. Other guys wanted him. Here's what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. I don't care if he's a captain. He's not performing to the level he's supposed to for a left tackle in the NFL. You can send him down to Washington and a 4th and get Williams up here.
You'd have to include a 3rd at least, because remember
him and a 3rd.
Him and a 3rd at least, because he's going to give him 2 more years because Dawkins got 2 years.
Exactly, that's my point. But you got 2 years on a contract, which is why you can give them a 4th, because they could flip 2 4ths for a 3rd. We always talk about this all the time with the draft. When it comes to the draft, if Paul's got a team, I got a team, and I give him a 4th-round pick, he could flip both of those 4th-round picks to someone else for a 3rd.
Right.
So you can always trade up into the round ahead of you. So whatever picks you get, you can flip that for another one ahead of it. If you have 2 3rds, you can go to a 2nd. 2 seconds, sometimes people will take a 1st for that.
Yep.
So a lot of those teams that are like drafting in the 26 to 32 range, they'll take 2 seconds for their 1st-round pick because the team wants a 5th-round option on the player. So summarizing that all, you can give them a 4th, which can be a 3rd, and Dawkins, who has 2 years on his 2 more controllable years on his contract for Williams, and then you got to re-sign Williams.
So let's get back to the comment section.
Yes.
Rico Ali says, honestly, I believe we could have won that game if Allen didn't get that concussion. Dominic Cortineo, the 4th. I don't know my Roman numerals.
Is it IV?
It is IV.
That's 4.
Thank you. 1 minus 5, 4. Got it. Thanks. I always get those confused. Listen, guys, I was an English journalism major. This is not.
Are you good?
Does the performance by Allen worry you guys? I know this is a top 5 defense, and guys couldn't get separation. I think that was one thing that the Bills couldn't really plan for, was not being able to get separation at initial level, right? You expected the Patriots to kind of jam up your receivers a little bit, but you didn't expect them to run with you literally the whole field. Those Patriots defensive backs were all over the Bills wide receivers. There was no space to be had.
Going on that point that I said earlier, Rum Boy's just confident, and he said they sent Jamie Collins to the Browns, and they got him back.
Yeah.
So he'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
He will.
That's right. Did DeMarco do anything today besides miss a block that resulted?
He took
in
up a roster spot.
Yeah.
So did Jones.
That could be used for Duke Williams. So Thomas Camp says, do you think Matt Barkley will start next week? I'm just playing off the joke, guys. Do you think Matt Barkley will start next week? Concussion protocol is a nasty, nasty game. So let me tell you what Peyton Manning used to do, because here's how they do concussion protocol in the NFL. and you're going to like this. I think you might already know this. This is a conversation from a long, long time ago. So what they do is they set a baseline in order to determine somebody's cognitive level, right?
I'll be over here.
Yeah. Okay, so here's how this goes. So what they do is they give you a test, right? And on that test, they have to determine whether you're improving or not. So they set a baseline for you, right? Peyton Manning said, I do poorly on those tests on purpose. So that way, if I ever get hit in the head and they want to give me one of them to let me, to determine my baseline, am I above or below baseline, even concussed, I will probably do just as bad as I intentionally did bad the first time. So he would intentionally perform poorly on the baseline test, so that way, if he ever did get a head injury, even if he was half cocked, it didn't matter because he could come back.
Was this on the record?
This is on the record.
So he can never sue that league for CTE.
I don't think he's worried about that.
His forehead's big enough.
Yeah, his forehead's big enough. I think he was planning on taking all that impact. He looked like a dinosaur, so it's not really a major concern. But that's true. So Allen will have to go through concussion protocol. No telling when he's going to come out. He was doing everything to show that he was okay. Running to the sideline, run into the locker room. He played the game to try and get back in. But when you go into concussion protocol, they take it out of the athlete's hands and put it into physicians' hands. And who knows when he's going to come back. It is possible we could see Matt Barkley against Tennessee.
Which I wouldn't be worried about, number one. Number two, the greatest part about the hit, if you had to take a positive out of it, was he got hit. His head didn't hit the ground.
No.
That's usually where the concussion comes in, is when the guy's helmet hits the ground.
Yeah.
He was absorbed more on the helmet to helmet, and then he went down, but his shoulder, he didn't. So his neck may hurt. But
Snarl says Brady's throwaways are ludicrous. No flags. I can immediately think of 2 plays that I thought were intentional grounding, just off the top of my head.
Absolutely, it was on that one drive.
Yeah.
It was on that one drive.
It was, I think, back-to-back plays. Actually,
yeah. John Morrow comes in. Rico Buffalo Fanatics is hot. Like
I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, I believe it.
I think because here's the thing. Here's where I get hot. Here's where I get bothered about stuff.
Hot and bothered.
Hot and bothered is timeout and clock management. You're in the NFL. You need to base everything that you're doing. Timeouts are gold. Belichick doesn't like giving them to his defense. He likes giving them all to Brady because Brady will do what he does. So in that respect, when you call a timeout on a punt, on a 4th down play, it's a punt. You call a timeout after coming out of freaking commercial break.
Yeah, you burned a timeout 6 seconds into the quarter.
14:54 left in the 4th quarter. You call a timeout on a punt. I want a fist fight, Dable, in the parking lot for that, because the complexion of the game completely changes if you have at least 2 of those timeouts. If you have 1, it still changes the complexion of what you're able to do and what you're able to call.
Yeah.
So if you're able to call those things, or if you have 2 timeouts, let's say you have 3. Let's say you got all 3 of them left. That 4th down play that you throw to Jones that almost gets picked off is a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
You kick it then, because then I can stop the clock. I got 2 minutes left and 3 timeouts. I'm good. Right. Very, very poor clock management.
So, Bills fan 7883 says, how is the Allen hit different than the Burfict hit? Burfict did get tossed. Did I miss something? I thought the Patriots player initiated head-on-head contact. The difference is that Burfict targeted with the crown of his helmet into the face mask of the player who was down at the time. He was down. So that's the deal there.
Allen was wrapped up, number 1. Number 2, it's Vontaze Burfict. He already has a target on him as a targeter.
I'm convinced Burfict has been trying to get kicked out of the league for years.
Well,
what do you read?
Let him go to the Antonio Brown school getting kicked out. I mean, he knows how to do it. Evan Anderson comes in and says McDermott needs to go back to time management preschool.
Yeah,
he did fall off the Andy Reid tree. So
there's not going to put clock management.
There's no clock management there.
There's no class at that university.
The way that Reid saw it is like, listen, I need to quit my offense to outscore everyone by 40, so I never have to do clock management. That's it. But they didn't win today. All right, so I think it's a good time right before we get to more of the quotes and the comments and all that quotes. The wristbands. Do you want to tell everyone about them?
No, go ahead. You got it.
I don't have the thing, but if you go, I'll type. I want to punch him so hard to face. So,
you got one job. This was your job. I'll pull it up.
I know that's fine. I'll do it. I'll tell them right now. If you go on, if any of you have Venmo, all right, we just opened up a Venmo account through #sports, and I know I'm new to this because I'm a dinosaur. So if you want any of these wristbands, the #sports.com, what drives you wristbands. A lot of you guys have been talking about it. $1?
Yeah,
we're going for $1.
Yeah, that's fine.
So $1 to our Venmo account, which is at #sports. If you go on #sports, but here's the key. Here's what you guys got to do. When you send it, you have to make it a private and put your address so I can send these things to you guys. So,
yeah, because otherwise we'll just take your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Not send you anything.
So for however many that you guys want, send us that amount, and I'll put it in an envelope and I'll send it to you guys because these things don't weigh anything. So
yeah, so
for those of you that actually wanted these things, I'll send it. There's both.
Yeah.
Boom. #sports
at #sports. You got that right. Look at you.
At #sports, we got these. The What Drives You wristbands for #sports. If you guys want to rep #nation, yeah. We actually by the time October hits, we're gonna have the merch store open for shirts, hoodies, hats, all that other stuff. So we're gonna hit you guys up with that. So, but you have to go on Venmo at #sports.
Yeah, and make it private. So
make it private so you can send us your address and I can mail all that stuff out to you guys.
Right.
So,
if you don't make it private, it will show up in everybody's news feed
they will
and Venmo what your address is. So
yes,
don't.
You just want to make it private just to us, and we'll send stuff to you guys. So
yeah.
Just that real quick break.
At #sports. Yep, that's exactly
that's
right.
Perfect.
Yep, thank you, Butcher Glock. Yes, that's right. So that is what it looks like. Just at #sports. So yeah, all that is coming up. We also have a massive giveaway that we're going to be doing, which I'm super excited about.
Oh yes, please tell them about this.
So I'm very, very excited about this. So what we're doing is we've teamed up with David Adams and 26 Shirts. We've got details that we're mixing through. But the cool thing is we're going to be giving away a ton of autographed merch from the Bills, and they're great partners to have. And all the money that it generates is all getting donated to charity. We've been working with 26 Shirts. We picked out a great charity, so it's going to be awesome. So we will get you all details on that. We'll have all the merch secured end of October, so we'll probably do that November-ish. So November or December thing. Right in time for Christmas. How's that? Right in time for Christmas. Because who doesn't want? We've got something really cool. We got one banner item that's really.
I can't wait till we get this thing out. I want to keep it. That's how awesome it is.
It's pretty awesome.
And Paul's like, "We're gonna give this out," and I'm like, "You son of a biscuit! I want to keep this." But
S Webman, the Patriots were exposed today. So let's talk about that real fast. I know you said that this gives everybody sort of the outline on how to beat the Patriots, but does it really? You're talking about an elite level defense, like the Bills' defense is.
Well, if you have the horses, obviously it's doable. But the Bills have quite a bit of horses, and what they were able to do to inside out a lot of what the Patriots did to disguise coverages, a lot of the things that they were able to do against the Patriots, you held them 9 points offensively. Anytime you hold the Patriots to that, you're supposed to beat them. I mean, the Eagles won a Super Bowl against them. Not holding them to that low of points. So I think that second game that the Buffalo Bills play against the New England Patriots is going to be a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Because in the first quarter, you saw that they were chirpy. It
was a chippy game.
It was.
It was a real chippy game early on.
I don't know why.
Lee Smith, he gets on the field.
Of all people.
Ooh, Bills paid 78.83. Josh Allen is Jameis Winston.
He doesn't like crab legs, does he? Too soon? No? Okay. Bill said that's pretty funny. I'll take a Zay jersey. Hall of Fame someday.
Did you not see what I put on there?
What?
What did Naveed said like a Zay Jones jersey. And I responded with, "Yeah, we'll ship you a Zay Jones jersey and a gallon of gas with a lighter." Maybe that was a little.
It's a lot of money. A gallon of gas is a lot.
I personally think Jameis Winston is an awful quarterback. So that's my personal opinion.
But here's what I'm saying.
He's got Bruce Arians, though.
You know what I'm saying? If Arians is able to work with him, Arians is now a savant in the NFL if he's able to work with Winston.
Yeah.
So, we don't really... This is the funniest part because this is what happens with us. I don't know what happened much with around the league.
Yeah, I was too dialed into the game.
I was too dialed into the Bills. I don't know what happened.
Tell you what happened in the rest of the league. I know that the Chargers beat Miami. Because we picked them in our Survivor
Pool. So we're still second in the East? Yeah, shocking.
Whatever. Ryan Cecil says, I hear Stephon Diggs is available. I've heard that a couple times too. So Diggs keeps
Does
getting
he
mentioned.
really?
He's not used in Minnesota at all.
Does he really offer an element to your offense that you don't have?
Well, I mean, if you're minusing Zay Jones,
does he have the same skill set as Duke Johnson or Duke Williams?
I don't think that's what the Bills are looking for, man.
That's what I'm saying. I think that he could be used as an effective H-back if you still trying to get, Knox and Sweeney rest if you don't want them guys to go. But here's the thing about Stephon Diggs. He would be used only to shift coverages for you. He would be used, we want all the coverage over here, so we're going to put Brown, Beasley, and Diggs on this side. We're going to put Knox on the other side. So you're going to put all your resources over here to cover these guys, and then Knox is going to be on a subpar coverage guy. And they're going to use him to run a slant or something.
So Tyler Martin says they supposedly tried to trade Diggs for Zay earlier in the week. No word on why it fell through.
Because it's Zay Jones.
Yeah,
they didn't kibosh on that deal.
I'd really be surprised if Minnesota is really interested in Zay Jones.
Well, here's the thing. Frazier has connections up in Minnesota, so he could work a way for that deal to go. I mean, we always talk about connections in the NFL, the way it works.
It's so much about that, guys, and I know it's an underplayed narrative, but so much about what happens in the NFL is about who you know. It really is. There's so much about who you know that's important.
Bills fan, he's banging the drum again. Allen has 6 interceptions and 4 fumbles with 2 lost this season. Please tell me how he doesn't deserve a Winston comparison. Because they're 3-1. I mean, you look at the fourth.
Yeah, Winston has never won.
You look at the fourth quarter against the Jets. He went 8 of 10 with a touchdown. He brought him back. He did enough things. But I think the problem with Allen is this, and I really believe this. At Wyoming, he was the guy. He was the only offensive weapon at Wyoming that had to go. He comes over to the Bills. In his first year, he is the only, with minus McCoy, he's the only offensive weapon that goes on. So now he has to completely shift his line of thinking of what's going on with his offense, that he's not the only offensive weapon now. You got Beasley, you got Brown, you got Knox, you got all these guys, you got Gore, you got Singletary, you got all these other guys. He's still playing like he's the only offensive weapon.
I would love
utilize your offensive guys.
I would love to see the film room when they take Barkley snaps and they look and say, this was the same coverage, Allen, that they played on you. Here's a similar play call. Here's Barkley throwing for 24. Here is your taking a sack, buying 7 seconds in the pocket. I'm very curious to see what that would look like.
I'm sure when he's in the second level of the protocol, he'll be able to gather that. But I still think he's trying to play hero ball and make every play that goes on with this offense. Who's salty? Master Fun Stuff?
I mean, I have no idea who he is.
Oh, I don't know. I understand. He's still trying to be hero ball. I would agree with that. But I mean, Bills fan. That's the reason why I think that. You know what I mean? I'm not here to be a Chopin bulldog and discredit your theory, but I don't think Winston came from a Florida State team that won a national title. You know, I mean, he still thinks he's that. You know, the what's the word I'm looking for? The cat's meow and everything. So he still thinks he's that awesome, and he doesn't have to work anything. Allen is like, I played at a team that was horrible. I had to be the guy. I had to be the guy.
I think
attitude he needs to get that out of his head.
I think attitude makes a big difference.
That's the thing. Plus, he had a 37 on the Wonder Lake, so.
This guy, the Wonder Lake. It's irrelevant. The Wonder Lake is irrelevant.
What'd you get on the Wonder Lake? You purposely didn't take it, did you?
I purposely buried myself on the Wonder Lake so that way if I ever get a concussion, I'll pass the test. Like Peyton Manning.
Touche. He's a competitor. I understand Ryan. He's a competitor. He wanted to be graded. I understand that. But I understand pushing too much to win a game. And I think he tried to do too much. If that first out to Beasley didn't tell you that...
I think Tyler Martin sums this up great. Same thing that makes Allen great in the fourth quarter is what makes you want to kick yourself for his mistakes early. He plays like every yard counts, and he wants to make every play work. And that is a perfect summation of Josh Allen, quarters 1 through 3.
If we can donate some super chat to you, we do that.
There you go. Yeah. That is a great way to sum that up because you're right.
He tries to make
salvage every play.
He does. He just tries to make every play, and but I'm saying is that was what was ingrained in him from Wyoming.
Oh, Rumboy's just ordered some wristbands. Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
all right.
Sweet. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll get those shipped out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the Bills have Tennessee coming up.
You're about to find Belichick light down in Tennessee. They are 2-2. They were victorious today.
I'm not worried about Mariota at all. I do not think Marcus Mariota is a good quarterback.
No,
I'm not worried about Mariota at all. And I think it's kind of easy to look at. I think it's kind of easy to look at. Well, we got to stop the run game, right? In Tennessee, yes, that is true. You got to stop Derrick Henry. That's the deal.
Yeah, and I believe they have the weapons to do that because they're not going to be really too concerned about Corey Davis or anybody else on the outside.
Nope.
Walker, I don't think is playing.
So Jeff Varner says, honestly, after this game, I think we're going to the playoffs. You just went round for round with the world champs, and you gave them a lot more punches than you threw.
Yeah, you outgained them in yardage. You were a better team than them. It was like, I think where the. All right, let me try to word this in a way that I think everyone in the chat can agree with it. Usually when we're mad at Bills games that they lose, it's because, damn it, it's the same old Bills. What's going on this night? I think a majority of the Bills fans, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong on this. Majority of the Bills fans are mad about this game because this was ours. This was the Bills game. This defense put you in a position to win. You gave them this game. They had no business. If you look at it from the other side, the Patriots had no reason winning this game.
Yeah,
no reason.
Somebody mentioned in the chat, I don't remember exactly who it was, but somebody goes, listen, I'm on the border of Connecticut. Patriots radio is losing their mind about their offense after this game.
Oh, God.
And I would too. If you're a Patriots fan, you expect to just stumble into Buffalo, roll them real fast, and get out. And that's not what happened. So if the Patriots are talking about being worried about what just happened, they should be. Right? And Blood Brothers actually had a great comment in the chat.
But
Let me pull it back up again. Blood Brothers in the chat said...
Yeah, this game gave me hope. It showed me how good the defense can be.
Yeah.
But it's... Now, is it that... And it wasn't that the Patriots made mistakes. It's the Bills made mistakes. The Bills shut them down, which you don't see from a Patriots offense. So I think that's where all the other frustration comes from the Buffalo Bills... in this Buffalo Bills fans in this game is like, listen, God, the one time we had them, and it wasn't that it was a fourth quarter comeback by Brady or it was this and that and other thing. We had them this game and we let it get away, and you can't let those games get away.
See, it
just shows how inexperienced this team is.
I don't feel like we were ever in the driver's seat. Right? We weren't.
The defense was.
We're playing catch up the whole game, so I can't see you let this one get away. Oh, hey, Tyler, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you, Tyler.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
But continue your thought. I'm sorry about that.
Well, the Bills were never in the driver's seat of this game. We're still really disappointed the Bills didn't win it. They never, at any time, were they leading in this game. Ever. And yet, there was still hope and faith that we were going to be able to get it through. Amazing. But that's cool. It's to have so much hope after all this is just simply amazing.
It is
simply amazing.
It is amazing.
But you take a look at what's coming up down the road. As far as what we're going to be doing on hashtag. You ready? We are not going to be in the car this week because we're here. So we're not going to be in the car this week. So it should be another live stream on Tuesday, another live stream on Thursday. So if you're on now and you want to talk about a recap from the Patriots game, that's going to be Tuesday. Preview of the Tennessee game, that is going to be Thursday. Mario is 10 cream ales into the evening.
You couldn't tell because they could still diagnose the defense better than Dable.
I couldn't determine if it was Sony Michel or James White in there the whole time. So. I had no idea. Half the time I was guessing. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but I was like, and that's, they ran it. It's probably Michelle. That's what I was just guessing. 26, 28. On TV it looks the same.
Jeff Varner. Levi was awesome.
Levi played great.
We retired Manning, Jason Morgan. Fun fact for all the New England fans that happen to be in the chat right now: Peyton Manning is 3-2 against Bill Belichick in AFC Championship games.
The fact that he played Belichick in five
times.
That's amazing.
Well, he's 3-2 against them, and the combination of Montana, Elway, and Kelly are 0-5.
You know, I think there's something
crazy, right?
I think there's something to be said that this defense is really good at shutting down short routes, right?
Which is what was a concern coming into this game.
Which was the concern.
Very big concern coming into this game.
Yeah, I didn't think they could do it, and boy, did they did a great job. They really did a great job.
This is actually not a small cup. This is the unfortunate thing that I have.
Yeah, I know.
Like, really, this is not a small glass.
It looks like I'm drinking, apple juice.
Apple juice, Jet.
It's not apple juice.
Yes. I'm on the Brute Squad.
You are the Brute Squad. We just quote the Princess Bride?
Yes, I just did.
That's fine.
Because I miss Andrew Luck. And that's how he talks. I'm on the Brute Squad.
Oh, yeah.
So, timeout management.
Jada, listen, dude. If you're gonna make a comment about that, we're both wearing blue. All right, I got blue. He's got blue. Come on now.
Is the man in blue ever
be better? You're
the man in blue?
Like, they were both in blue. Yes, listen, guy. If you're gonna try and burn,
is it the
you
shirt?
gotta be better than that.
Is that Jada? Jada throwing shade? Are you the only female on our chat right now? Because we have
the man in the blue in the hat.
You got blue in your hat.
Okay, buddy. All right. Have a good time. Both wearing hats.
All right. The hats is on forward or the hats on the back?
I don't think it matters. We both have 3 kids. So, there you go.
I think so.
Yeah. Daniel Gari's inconceivable. So, Blood Brothers, hey, let's say Allen has a concussion. How should the Bills look? Who should the Bills look to sign as a backup QB? That is an awesome point. The Bills have no quarterback on their practice squad. Well, I shouldn't say that. Davis Webb on their practice squad. But again, are you really comfortable calling up Davis Webb? I am not.
No.
I am not. I understand he's entering year 3 of his NFL career, 2 years on the practice squad. However, I am not comfortable calling him up. I'm still looking around. I'm looking to see what's out there. I'm not comfortable calling him up at all. I think you got to donate a roster spot to somebody. You're gonna have to let somebody go to bring in a veteran QB, because I don't think Davis Webb is where you want to go there. The Tennessee can bring pressure. The odds of something happening are definitely there, and I don't think Davis Webb is who you want. But again, he's on the practice squad, so I mean, why is he there then if you're not going to bring him up?
Because you don't think you're going to need to. You think you're going to protect Allen, trade for Eli.
What? I think there's an argument to be made that if you call him up, right? So if you call Davis Webb up, you have to waive him again to put him back down the waivers, back down onto your practice squad later. So are you worried about risking him? I mean, I'm not really worried about risking and losing Davis Webb. I don't know about you.
Oh, no.
I really don't have the concern. But if you're not willing to call him up when your quarterback goes down, then what's the point of him being there?
With this defense and with Barkley, here's the only thing I'm concerned about. If Loomis on Sportscaster.
Let's go Patriots.
You on the wrong broadcast, Barry. Here's the only thing. Do you really need Barkley to be 100% with this defense to beat the Titans? I don't think you do. But here's my only concern. If Barkley goes in and is efficient and they beat the Titans, you're going to hear for 2 weeks they're on bye week. Mm-hmm. Well, Barkley should be starting. Barkley should be starting. Barkley should be starting. Now we know when we've said this. You said it actually. Barkley has been touted as a guy that if he would have came out his junior year would have been a top 10 pick. He stayed another year. Everyone was like, "Oh, what the hell?"
Yeah.
And then he ended up going to, of all people, Chip Kelly in
which was
Philly.
the worst offense for him.
The worst thing he could have done. And maybe there's some hidden talent in this guy that people don't know. I mean, he came into the game today in the fourth quarter in the 3rd and 8 for crying out loud. I mean, talk about a no-win situation for the kid.
Right.
And I keep calling him a kid because he's like, what, is he 26, 27 maybe?
I think so, yeah.
You know?
He's not super old.
He is a guy who, from the preseason, and I know I'm not going to take a lot from the preseason, but he's a guy that has shown you he can be efficient in certain situations enough to protect the ball, and your defense won't have to.
Well, and that was the
struggle.
thing. Even though he threw some incomplete passes and he had some balls dropped,
they were only catchable.
They were only 2 Bills players. There were no contested catch situations with Barkley at all. They were only where his guy was going to get to it. I think there's something to be said for that. Jordan Sinikowski, Kyle Orton, he's available. So is Derek Anderson. I saw Derek Anderson mentioned.
I think the legend of Kyle Orton died when the guy from Jacksonville.
Oh, Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew's pretty awesome.
I
think that's his kid.
I saw a picture of Gardner Minshew next to Uncle Rico.
Did you see it? It was on
Uncle
NFL
Rico's
Countdown.
looking rough, guys. I know that movie came out like 20 years ago, but Uncle Rico's looking.
Well, Uncle Rico was the guy who was in. If you and a lot of those old heads will know. Remember Real Genius with Val Kilmer?
Oh yeah.
Uncle Rico was the genius in the basement. That's Uncle Rico. I'll bet you money on this.
I'm not gonna bet you.
I will bet you money on this. Uncle Rico was in Real Genius.
I'm not gonna.
You look up the actor.
Tyree Jackson, I think, is still available. I'm just naming guys.
He knows the offense. I understand, but he was not very productive in the offense.
Josh Johnson, I think he's available. He started for like 18.
Josh
teams.
Jackson?
No, Josh Johnson. Tom Savage. My brother's Tom Savage.
Paul had a heart attack when I said Savage before.
Yeah, no,
I can't imagine the amount of. Well, no, I think Barkley, number one, unless there's a freak accident, I think Barkley's a guy that can keep himself upright.
Yeah.
Keep himself safe in the pocket.
Yeah.
With this offensive line, I think he can get the ball out of his hands quickly, like he showed in the preseason. So I think, as a precautionary thing, you would need a backup, but I don't think you're going to be asking that guy to play at all. Right. I think it's just like an insurance policy.
Yeah.
As far as that goes. How about bringing back Joe Webb or Logan Thomas? Joe Webb is in Carolina, right?
Yeah, he was.
Well, they lost Allen, so they probably called him up. Or they lost Newton. So they have Allen there.
I'll find out what Joe
Did you see the joke that was going around
I can't believe I'm looking
about
up
Cam
the career
Newton?
of Joe Webb. No, please tell me.
There was, if you've seen the Cam Newton commercial that had a little kid in it, it said, "Thanks for coming to my school, Cam." You remember that commercial?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, apparently they said, "Look, it's Kyle Allen. You can be my backup. I'll be your mom's favorite player."
Huh?
So
Joe Webb is in with Houston, so he is not available.
Okay.
Chad Kelly.
Oh God.
Okay. I think we're nearing the end of the stream. We just had Chad Kelly reference. That's typically the marker.
Thanks, guys. You just killed the stream. Chad Kelly. But
John Grease plays Lazio in Real Genius. They never showed him in his pajamas.
John Grease?
Mm-hmm. That's what Tim Ellington says. If there's a man who knows
does
some weird stuff, it's Tim Ellington. Let's be real.
All right, I gotta look this up now because I'm upset. I gotta see it for myself.
Trade anything and anything for Gardner Minshew.
He was also, he was also Uncle Rico and Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay, all right, there we go. All right.
I knew I caught it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I don't know why, but all right. So, like I said, if you guys want the wristbands, please contact us on Venmo. Please make it a private donation of $1 at #sports. I put it in the chat a couple times. Be sure to, we're going to have live streams on Tuesday and Thursday at 10 o'clock this week.
Yep!
We're not going to, yep! Again! So we're glad you guys enjoyed the stream and enjoyed the game today. Although it was a Bills loss, I think there's a lot of things to be taken from this game that are very, very positive going on with the Buffalo Bills. So, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, we'll just don't expect anything from an injury update standpoint until Tuesday. I know a lot of people hit Sunday night, Monday, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on with these injuries?" Don't expect anything. You're not going to hear anything until Tuesday. So just be realistic about the injury updates. You're not going to hear anything till then. We won't know much either, so that's just going to be kind of how it is.
We're not a source?
Yeah, we're not hashtag sources.
We're very far.
Hashtag big if true. Hashtag that's what she said.
This is the Val Kilmer Great Movie Bills fan. Thank you. So yeah, like I said, guys, thank you for joining us. Be sure, if you haven't subbed yet, make sure you sub. We're out of here for the evening. He's got to try to drive home, and I got to try to stay awake enough to put my kids to bed. So thank you for joining us, and we're out of here.
2 Jenny Cream nails.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, it's not. We're not solving world peace here.
That stuff doubles up as Robitussin. So good night.
Good night, guys.